Hey Girl Talk family, this is your host Charlene, and today we have in studio B. Marie. She's the owner of B Candy Cosmetics. She has a beautiful line of lipsticks. I want you to see her lipsticks, feel her energy, and I want you to hear everything she has to say about this company that she started. So come along with us for the ride. Hey B. Marie.
Hey, Miss Charlene.
Welcome to Girl Talk.
Thank you for having me.
It is so nice to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here.
This is exciting. I've known you a long time.
Yeah.
Right?
It has been a long time. What, since 2013? 14?
Yeah, 13.
13.
Yes, that's where we met.
Wow.
At the makeup counter.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you were the first one to do my makeup, that I trusted to do my makeup, and you did an amazing job.
Yeah.
And we talked about your business back then.
We did.
Right?
And we talked about you getting into radio back
That's
then.
right.
I think you were getting ready. I did your makeup for a photo shoot.
That's right.
Wow.
Right, and here we are.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now, what sparked your interest in beauty and cosmetics from the beginning?
So I was never into beauty to begin with. I was not into beauty. I didn't know what I was into back then. It started just me needing a job, and a makeup kiosk in the middle of the mall was hiring, and you know, it was a mineral makeup company. It was a small little kiosk, maybe 3 or 4 girls, and I was working there, commission only. And it was a line that no one had ever heard about. So I'd have to stand there at the kiosk and, excuse me, miss, can you take off your makeup so that I can do it for you? Like, you know, come over here. And people were just like,
I know.
And I remember my older brother came to work with me one day, and he saw me trying to get people to sit down. And he was just laughing. He was like, this is not you, is it? And I'm like, no, it's not. But it wasn't until one day I finally got someone to sit down in the chair, and she had a twin. Mm-hmm. I did her twin's makeup where her twin was very just like, didn't really talk much, very introverted, you know, hair over the eyes, and I did her makeup, and I just remember handing her the mirror, and when she looked at it, she just pulled her hair back and was just, you know, she smiled, and she was so happy.
Right.
And just that reward of seeing her confidence be built up, it made me just hit the ground running, and my makeup career started there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I remember when you did my makeup the first time, you said that women put themselves in a very vulnerable position when they sit in your chair.
Yeah.
And you make them comfortable, and you talk to them, and you find out all their secrets.
Yeah. It's like how, like a beauty salon almost.
Exactly.
You know, like it's just they open up, and just being in that place to be able to speak to them and encourage them and inspire them. It's more than just being a makeup artist. It's definitely just a place to just build up. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now, what was the idea behind B Candy Cosmetics? Where did that come from?
So B Candy Cosmetics. When I was young, back in 1993, I was about maybe 4 or 5. My dad invented 41 flavors of cotton candy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was in the Bay Area. It was at the Eastridge Mall, and we would just sell out. We would sell out the line. Like, I have pictures where the line is just wrapped around the store, and there was newspaper clippings about it, and I was just so inspired, just being able to see the candy store, being able to see all the kids happy, and like, you know, my dad was the candy man, you know, he would come home and we would try all these cotton candy flavors, and I was just really close to him and grew with him as he grew his business, and we got into theme parks, we got into water parks. At one point, there was about 4 or 5 different locations, you know, and maybe in those locations, like in the theme parks, there were like 3 different stands there. Oh, wow. So I just got to see it grow, and I loved just the joy that it brought people. And so when he passed in 2006, I wanted to continue that legacy, but make it towards something that I am passionate about, or my hobby, which is beauty. So. And that's where B Candy Cosmetics came. And I have my lolly sticks. They're not called lipsticks. They're called lolly sticks. Like, kind of like lollipop and lipstick mixed together, you know? So it's still like that candy theme. And I came up with that, but the flavors of them are inspired by the different candies and the different flavors that my father had in his store.
Oh, nice.
So I wanted to like bridge everything together.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the lipstick line is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
The packaging is absolutely beautiful. Like, You feel like it's a gift when you get it. It looks like you're getting like this this beautiful candy bar.
Like a treat or
Like a
something.
treat,
You know,
yeah.
a goodie. Yeah.
So like when you go into a candy store and it's those high-end candy stores, and they have the beautiful packaging.
Yes.
And you might buy one piece of candy, but it's so beautifully wrapped, and that's what this looks like.
Yeah, and that was the goal. Like I wanted every single person, whether they're buying one lipstick or whether they're buying, the whole collection of lipsticks, which I've had people buy like 6 or 7 at a time. I wanted them to feel like, special,
Right.
And that's the goal, and that's what we're at. We're at 11 colors so far, and my goal is to get 41, just like how you have 41 flavors. So that's the goal. We're getting
You're working
there.
Yeah, you're
we're
working
getting there.
on that.
Yeah.
Now, what is the mission with Be Candy Cosmetics? Do you have a mission for your company?
A mission. So that has changed. Before it used to be like, I want to be this big influencer and I want to have all these followers and I want everyone to, just be inspired, which I believe that will happen.
It will.
But my focus is not, it's on the clientele, yet my main focus is on the employees that I'll have staffed with me.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I wanted to take a different approach. A lot of the big businesses, you see them and they're looking money, build more people, bring them more, and so shop, buy. But I wanted to build up the employees that work under me.
Oh, I love that.
Because I believe that if they're built up, that's going to come.
That's right.
And a lot of people don't focus on that. You have these big companies and you have the people that's way on the bottom that's helping and they're, blood, sweat, and tears, but their voice is never heard. They're never, none of their feedback is taken into consideration.
That's
They're cutting costs to where people are working at low rates, and it's just not fair.
You're right.
So I wanted to focus on that,
Yeah, I agree with you because the makeup artist takes the color. The colors would be nothing without the artist.
Exactly.
And so the makeup artist is the one who actually is interacting with the clientele. They know the heartbeat. They know what's, so they should have a voice. And I'm really surprised that bigger companies don't give the artist a voice.
Yeah, and I have 5 people on my team.
Okay.
Right now I have 5 brand ambassadors, which is amazing. And it's funny because me and my husband were doing our vision plan, and that's something that that I put down. I want to at least have 5 employees, and here we are in January, and I already have 5 employees that I'm able to pay, which is
that's
amazing.
nice.
And I just launched in December.
Right.
So my thing is bringing people aboard. I want to focus on what is your dream? What is your goal? Oh, I have one girl, and she's amazing. Her name is Katrina. She works with me with my brand, and I asked her, what is your dream? Oh, she wants to be able to be a brand ambassador for this major cosmetic line. So I'm like, okay, well, I want to help you get there. So you working for Be Candy, it's not just so that you have a job and, I want you here for the rest of your life. No, this needs to be a pass-through. This needs to be a stepping stone for me to get you there. Now you can use me as a reference. But I don't plan to keep employees for a long term. I want them to start at Be Candy. Let's figure out what their goal is, and let's get them there. And then we'll bring in the next people, and then bring them and get them to where they need to be.
I love that.
So often, and myself included, for being in beauty and cosmetics for so long, you have a great employee, and you want to keep them in that place because you don't believe no one else can do it.
Yes.
So they're not really able to grow as much as they want to.
So you're literally stifling their growth.
Exactly. And I've been in so many positions where it's like, we want you just here. And it's like, but I have to expand,
I want to grow.
I have to grow. So that's what I'm doing with Be Candy.
That's going to make your company even more successful because you do want to build the people that work with you. You want to build them up. And as they rise, it's just natural that you'll rise with them, right?
Yeah.
So what skills did you learn from watching your father run his business?
I've learned drive.
Okay.
He was so passionate about what he was. Everything that he put his mind to, he did it.
Okay.
Every flavor. And back then, that was before cotton candy even. It was, you had your blue,
flavor.
You had your blue and
pink. That was it.
And they weren't even like flavors. It's the blue one or the pink one.
Exactly.
But just to be able to think of, oh, you know what? Let's do banana, but let's not just make a yellow cotton candy. Let's make it to where when you taste it, it literally tastes like banana.
That's amazing.
It literally tastes like green apple. It literally tastes like blue raspberry. Like, that's what he did. And so just being able to see that, you have a vision and you just move towards it.
Yes.
That's something that I've grasped for myself. To just, if I see it, just walk in it, pray about it, allow God to give you the direction on how to get there.
Yes.
And start moving forward,
Yes.
So that's
the key, though, to actually move in the direction you want to go in.
Yeah.
And then so many doors open up, so many people show up along the way that you would not have even realized were coming had you not started walking in that direction, right?
Exactly.
So have the confidence to walk in the direction of the dreams that you know God gave you.
Yeah, it's inside. We all know what that is. Sometimes it takes a little while to figure it out, but as you start to, like you said, just move forward, the rest will come.
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what has been some of the challenges in creating the brand, and how have you overcame those challenges?
Oh my gosh. So I had this idea for a while and I started moving forward with it, but some of the challenges were listening to so many different people.
Okay.
Sometimes you know what to do in your heart and you want to move toward, but when there's too many voices, it like slows down the process. It kind of keeps you from achieving, and then you start to realize that you're moving forward, but only at the approval of others.
Oh, wow.
That was a challenge. There was even a point where this brand started out a whole different way. My logo, my lipstick tubes, just the vision that I had behind it. It started different, but at one point I got discouraged and I actually put Bee Candy on the shelf for like a year or two. Like there was a point where I was like, you know what, I'm not going to post anything anymore. I'm not going to do, because I just kind of lost my drive for a little bit. And I believe that had a lot to do with my state of mind and my my influence around me and just where I was at the time. I lost it. I was like, this is not what I want to do anymore, you know? And it wasn't until like just recently, maybe within the last 8 months, 6 to 8 months, that I picked it back up. But I'm sure we're going to get more into that later. However, one challenge that I had, a very big challenge, was filling the lipstick tubes. Now, this brand is not a private label brand. I do everything myself, from making the formula, from filling the tubes, from getting the logo, from everything. I do it myself. Wow. Yeah. So I remember times before the tube became this one, I had a black tube. And me and my husband would sit at the table and we would have like all these, bags down just so that everything was sterile and clean, and we're filling up these lipstick tubes with syringes and we're having explosions and overflows and makeup and all this stuff, and it was
lipstick
just
everywhere,
lipstick all over the place, and afterwards it's like, how did I get it's in my hair, it's in my lashes, it's in my nose, like it was crazy. And he he really stuck there helping me do that. But that was a very big challenge, trying to figure out how to fill the tubes. That was hard, and I went through so many different ways of doing that, but we're here now.
And how beautiful, right?
Thank you.
Now, what has been so far your most proud moment?
My most proud moment, not only launching Bee Candy, because it's like I've been pregnant with this for years, you know, but finally like giving birth to it. But I think one of the most really just I don't even know how to explain it, was when the orders started coming in. Now like they came in immediately as soon as I launched it at midnight. I had people it just was like a floodgate open. But seeing my orders come in from different states, New York, Florida, Georgia, Texas, like all, and I'm like, how, but they're able to search it in the search engine. And it's just, that's so rewarding. Like knowing that I'm getting an order from someone that I've never heard of before, I've never seen, never met, don't have on my Instagram, like that is very rewarding to me.
Nice.
Yeah.
And for me, watching you all these years and knowing that you wanted to do this, and then all of a sudden, it just seemed like it came out of nowhere. It's like, boom, she did it.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, oh, she did it. Wait, she did it. She did it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's like you said, like the last 8 months, you just said, you know what, I'm doing this.
Yeah, well, it was, I had a little bit of a push to do it. And one thing I talk to a lot of people about when they're like, oh, I have this business idea and I have it in my mind. Something came to meet me one day, which if an investor came up to you and said, hey, I want to invest in your idea. Do you have everything on you to give to that person for them to just pay for it and fuel it.
Wow.
I did.
Okay.
An investor came up to me that I met at the ESPN awards, the SB awards. I did makeup for them. They actually called me back to do makeup again for them this year, so I'm like, yay. But the ESPN awards, they came, I did someone, an investor was there, and she came to my house, and I was doing her makeup, and she had a lot of money to put down for it, you know. But I had to be ready, and because I've been working on it for so long, when I sent her my business plan and everything, everything was together. And she was shocked, and she wanted to help out. So that was, and she asked me, like, so what do you do? What else other than makeup? And I was like, well, I do have this makeup line, you know, and it was sitting in the closet. It had been sitting just on the back burner for already a year and a half. Wow. But when I was like, yeah, I have it. She's like, you literally have it. I'm like, yeah, let me show you. I grabbed a tube that was filled, and she put it on. She loved it. And that's when it caused her to want to invest. But I realized a couple of weeks after that I didn't want to go with an investor, and I told her to just hold off on that transaction because I wanted to see how far I can go on my own, and just to inspire people out there that have a vision, that want to launch something, that don't have the money. I want to be that example to show them you can do this.
Yes.
Without an investor, you can do this in your home. You know, my husband's a photographer. I told him everything that we film, I want it to be on iPhone. I want it to be to where people can have, because they may not have a photographer. They may not have an investor. They may not have, you know, all this money and all this capital. So I wanted to do everything bare minimum. Even my logo on my tubes, the Bee Candy, even though I had Monroe Collectibles make my logo, and it's beautiful, you'll see it on my website. I literally took a piece of paper from a bill that we had paid, and I folded it in half, and I was like, I want you to film me doing this. I literally wrote this Bee Candy that you saw on the back of a bill, had him take a picture of it, and I was like, okay, now upload this on your computer and cut it out and send it over. We're going to put that on my tube. So that's my handwriting on that. Yeah. So I want to show people you can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it. You don't need all this money. You don't need all this capital. You don't need like all this. So yeah.
I love that, because when you said investor, my heart kind of sank for a second, because we hadn't talked about this. I was like, oh no. No, because a lot of times, you know, some businesses, I don't want to knock investors, some businesses they're great for.
Yeah.
But you lose some of your control.
Yes.
You lose some control, and it becomes a part of their vision too.
Yeah.
And some things are just not meant to be that way.
Yeah.
And like you said, if you don't need a lot of money in most cases to start something. Start where you are.
Yes.
Start with what you have.
Yeah.
And like you said, your all of your filming has been on an iPhone.
It's all the photos that you see on my Instagram are all from iPhone. You know, all my videos that you see are all from iPhone. In my room with my one ring light.
Right.
You know, I wanted to start small, even though we have all the equipment. We have all the shutters and the backdrops, and I was like, no, let's not do any of that, because I want them to see. You know, I want this to be a blueprint for that. But yeah, you can do it. You just need, sometimes people just need a little bit of direction.
A little bit of, and encouragement.
And encouragement, you know, to do it. But I'm your encouragement today that you can do it. You don't need all that. Just go. Just move forward. Yeah.
Now, on your website, you have a blog, and that blog talks about fear, and kind of we're in that direction. And you had a fear of launching your business. How did you get past that fear?
I was scared, I was scared that, you know, I've been working on this so long. What if people don't buy it? What if I don't get a response? You know, what if, just a bunch of what ifs. But a good way to kind of counteract that, one, first, God's inside of me. God loves me.
That's right.
He doesn't give me a spirit of fear, you know, but of just like how the Bible says, power, love, and a sound mind.
That's right.
And every time I had those questions, like, what if they don't buy it? There was another question, a response that came back, well, what if they do?
Right.
You know, what if it doesn't go far, but what if it does?
Right.
And that, what if it does, and those positive responses to these fears, it started to make me, like, really believe those. Like, oh my God, and to the point to where this excitement would come out. I tell my husband, like, babe, like, what, this is gonna go far, like, and it started making me almost nervous, because it was like I was able to, outside of all the fear, like, see, like, this is gonna be a big deal, especially I'm getting investors. And I'm not talking about like, oh, let me give you 1,000. No, I'm talking about 25,000, 30,000 people, like dollars. People, oh, I'm gonna put it in your account on this day. We already had the contracts about to sign, and I had to just be like, I can't take that, you know. But just pushing past the fear, you have to just go. You have to just
do
go.
it.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like taking a Band-Aid off. Just
rip it off.
Just go.
I like that approach. Just jump out there.
Just jump off, you know, and like, look, just like in a pool, if you were to jump in a pool, if you don't know how to swim, you have a lot of people around there. You're not going to die.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, someone will catch you, especially if you have people that love you and that support you. And
That's
it's like, you know, I'm just going to do it, whatever.
Just jump.
That's what I did. I just jumped.
I love
we
that.
here now.
Yeah, and I honestly think I really that resonates with me because I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? With Girl Talk. It was in my heart. It was in my, I was pregnant with it for way too long. And I just literally one day just stopped what I was doing and said, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And switched everything.
Yeah.
You know, because you know you have to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because you don't want to live a life with regrets. Like,
no.
down the line, like, what if? And like, sometimes it had, not anymore, but what if I did launch it back then? But I'm so glad that I didn't.
No.
I'm so glad I didn't launch it when it was being pushed to launch, because I wouldn't have gotten this far. I wouldn't have had this vision. You know, my vision would have been clouded by opinions and like all this stuff. And I did not, I'm so glad. And I really believe God told me. I remember the Lord spoke to me and he was like, do not launch your business here.
Okay.
In this state of mind, in this atmosphere, and you know, around like the people that I was hanging out with and keeping my company with, I had to just move and change everything just so that I can let it kind of be on the back burner, but then get a new vision of what I really had in my heart of what I want to be Candy to be.
You know what? I want to stop right there and really elaborate on that, because you said something that really stuck. Because a lot of times people can't move forward because of the environment that they're in. And so it's not so much that their product, service, or whatever their dream isn't adequate, or it's not going to be a success. It's the people that they're around that could cause it to fail.
Yeah.
And so the first brave thing that a person needs to do is take a good look at the people that are around them.
Yeah.
And see what they are actually saying to them.
Yeah.
And what is that stirring? Because too many opinions, like the old people say, too many chefs in the kitchen spoil the brew.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you have to step away from people that are not good for you.
Yeah.
You may love them.
Yeah.
You might love them, like them, but they're not good for you, and you just need to kind of step away.
Yeah.
And it's no insult to them, but sometimes you just need to step away and get grounded and move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 100% true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is the process behind creating a lip color? Because you said that the whole bottling thing with and so how does that actually work for lip colors, and how do you make it in packages? Because this is beautiful.
Thank you. So,
like, was this in your head?
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, they're in my head. And like, I would see something, you know, because as you guys probably all know by now, I love the Lord. You know what I mean? I would not be where I'm at today if it was not for my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I would not be. And like, when it talks about praying and having the relationship with the Lord, with the Holy Spirit, like, that empowers me to be able to see things that I wouldn't have saw on my own.
Okay.
And so when it comes to making them, it is a process. Like, I literally am like a chef in a kitchen, you know, like I have my bowl and I'm like stirring, and I have, you know, the ingredients, the colors, like the different oxides and pigments. I have to go and I have to research to figure out, you know, see different colors and different companies that make those colors, and each individual ingredient, like putting everything together. And I've made a lot of formulas that I did not like, and I test every one of them on myself. And when I love it, then I'll you know, bring it on set with me and try it on. I've tried it on a few celebrities and they really like it. I've tried it on like just indie productions and stuff like that, and they love it. So it's just patience. And then once I get the formula to how I like it, the consistency, one of the main ingredients that I use is coconut oil or mineral oil. Just, you know, I want to keep it more like just, I wouldn't say like pure, all natural, because I mean, in order to get those colors, you have to use, you know, micas and oxides and stuff like that. But all of this, obviously, it's good for the skin. It feels nice on the skin. It's vegan. I don't use any animal products in my brand. But yeah, after I mix it, then I fill up a syringe and then I fill up each individual tube, and once that's done,
So you have a whole little production
Yeah.
line going on in your house.
Yeah. So when I get an order that comes in, well, first I would order my tubes from my manufacturer, and when they fulfill the order, they send it to my printing company.
Okay.
And that's where the logos come on there. Once I have the case that they bring to me, I will fill up the tubes with whatever flavor or formula. And then once that's done, I have to put the labels on the bottom. And when an order comes in, I get a notification on my phone. So that's really cool. If I'm out freelancing or something, just hearing the cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. And I'm like, oh, wow, we won the lottery. But I get that, and I take it and I wrap them. I put them in this little box. I have my sticker, and on the back side of this, it has all the ingredients so that they can see. So I have to literally have a production line. I make everything, or I package everything to order, just to make sure, even though I fill up the lipstick tubes right before I package them, I still open them just to make sure that they're okay, because sometimes the oil can kind of expand a little bit, which, I make sure everything's like nice and cleaned off so that it's good to go.
Yeah, because they're beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautifully packaged. I love it.
Thank you.
And then, what are some of your favorite colors in the line, or do you have any favorites?
Yeah. So, apple cinnamon that I'm wearing today, and this is my all-time favorite. And this color, this is so funny. So, at me and my husband's house, we have in our bathroom, he bought this this Glade air freshener called apple cinnamon. And I was sitting, in the bathroom, and I would look at it, because it's one of those ones that you pull up and you can kind of see, like, you know. I looked at it, and I'm like, that color is so fly, like, and my nails were painted that color at the same time. So I was like, I have to make a color like this. I have to make a color like this. And I remember going to sleep one night, and the Lord spoke to me, and he gave me the exact formula for that.
Wow.
So I woke up the next day, and I made the same formula, and I took a picture. I'm like, babe, look, and I sent it to him, and it was like, oh my gosh. And
it's
I tried
the same
it.
exact color.
Yeah, and I have
beautiful.
This one. It has a little twist, so when you open it and you put it on, it actually smells like apple cinnamon.
Really?
Yeah. So
That's
it's
cool.
different. A couple of them smell good. Not all of them. I didn't want to do that for everything, but just for certain ones, like the apple cinnamon, bubble gum, pink gummy, and pink frosting. They all smell like those,
the flavor that they are.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's my favorite one. My top seller has been brownie, which is a dark brown matte. That one, I've always been looking everywhere in different retailers, different stores, for a matte brown that feels nice on my lips, that is a matte brown, like true brown. Couldn't find it anywhere, so what do? I make it.
You made it. Yes.
So brownie, that one. Pumpkin spice is really nice. Cranberry is really pretty because it has like this iridescent reddish, like it's really pretty. So those are a few of my favorite things.
And this one, grape jelly.
Grape jellies. Okay, so brownie and grape jelly, those two are the most popular. Grape jelly is the first color that I've ever made. That's the one that gave me a lot of trouble with the explosions.
Oh.
Grape jelly is the one. We would have grape everywhere. But yeah, so they're all really good, and I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I have a couple of colors that are like
in your head that you'll be working on next.
That I'll be working on very soon. So
that's cool. And what I do like about it, I wanted to wear the lipstick so that I could see and experience it while you were here. And my skin is very sensitive. My lips are very sensitive, and so it feels good. It doesn't feel. I'm not having any type of reaction, and I mean, I am sensitive.
Yeah.
There's only one makeup line that I use, which is Arbonne, because everything else has made me break out, and so I'm very, very sensitive. So I said, I trust her. I'm gonna try this, and it feels good, and I know it looks good because I looked in the mirror.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah, I love the ombre. So we did there's a couple colors in here that kind of freak people out, like the butterscotch candy, that's a yellow, it's a mustard yellow, and then the toffee, it's more like a nudie brown, and some people are just like, when I wear it, I don't know, it kind of makes me look flat. I'm like, okay, that's okay. If you get a color that you're not really sure how to wear, use it as a topping.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So what we did for you,
me,
we did grape jelly with toffee topping.
With toffee topping.
And then, just you could do the same thing. You do grape jelly with butterscotch candy topping, or you could do pumpkin spice with butterscotch, or you can do whatever you want. You can do it.
Yeah, I love it because you can layer them. Like you can put one color with the other one, and they just complement each other.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
And then you have a little poem too. Like you
I
you go,
do.
I want you to say it.
So,
I loved it.
I wanted to. I'm inspired also not only by my father's candy store, but I'm also inspired by Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay.
It's my favorite ever. But I wanted to come up with something really cute, and I remember one night, and like all this has to do with prayer. I'm telling you, it all has to do with prayer. I was thinking, I'm like, yeah, okay, so I've tried putting on these lipsticks a different way, but there's a certain way that I put it on, and I want to be able to show people that, but make it really cute.
Right.
And I was trying to come up with like a poem in my head, but I couldn't think of it. And so I
Okay.
was like, you know what, whatever, I'm going to go to sleep. And so right when I'm dozing off, I hear the whole poem. So I get up and I get my phone out and I write it. So the poem that comes with each color that you order, it says, I work best on dry lips, no need for oils, gloss, or chapsticks. So pretty much don't put anything on your lips, have it
Right.
dry.
Dry.
Just basic. And it says, chapsticks. Okay, so it says line your lips. So you line your lips with the lipstick.
Yes.
Then fill inside. You fill the whole thing inside. And please don't blot, just let me dry. To make me pop, just add coat 2. And now enjoy and just be you.
I love that. So it's cute
Yeah.
instructions,
Yeah,
a little poem.
So
when you were
the-
telling me that when you were doing mine, I said, oh, you have to say that on camera. That is so cute, but it's instructions too.
It is. And what I've done was one of my brand ambassadors, Katrina, she was asking like, how do I, do this? How can I put it on? And that's when I told her about using the must toppings.
Yes.
And so she did it, as a video on her page. So I was like, you know what? I should probably be doing this on the Be Candy page as well. So
Yes.
I started making videos on how to use different colors.
I love that.
With
I
those
saw
together.
that.
Yeah, so and in those videos I say what the instructions are so that people can kind of follow along with that. But it looks the best, it wears the best when you do it that way. I don't know why, but or if you don't want to, it's fine too. It's still gonna look cute. But if you
Right.
really just want that, like,
That real pop.
that pop,
That's how you do it.
That's how you. Yeah.
Now, do you plan on expanding your line to include makeup?
A lot of people have asked me that. I've had a couple of influencers ask for eyeshadows. I want to keep it just lipstick for right now,
Right.
because I want it to be original. Like I want to, just like the example, we were talking about this earlier,
Yes.
where it's like you have a donut shop, and people are really like into these donuts, but then the donut shop, they start veering off into, now we have croissants, and now we have breakfast sandwiches, and now we have this, and we have breakfast burritos, and then we
Right.
have, and it's kind of just like
It dilutes
dilutes it. It takes away from the original vision of that. So right now I'm gonna just stick with the lolly sticks, but I am rolling out another thing that's gonna go with these lolly sticks, and I am only going to let the people that come to the event get to try them first. I'm not
Okay.
gonna say what it is because it's a surprise, and I'm so excited because I got all the ingredients for it yesterday, so I'm ready to go back in the lab and be like, let's go create. But I have one more thing that I'm adding to my line, so you guys will see that soon.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Will you tell me later?
Of course.
Okay. I won't tell anyone.
I'll give you a secret.
Okay. So, where do you want to see Be Candy in 5 years?
I would like to see Be Candy in a few retailers.
Okay.
I'm already working on that, which is cool.
Nice.
I would like to see it in retailers. I would like to see Be Candy. I would like to see Be Candy employ at least 100
100 people.
or 200 people.
That's great.
That's my main focus.
That's so
You know
cool.
what I mean? Because I know that those 100 or 200 people will be able to see Be Candy, use Be Candy as like that tool to get them to where they want to be.
Yes.
And when they're where they want to be, then they'll be able to inspire everyone else, that God puts in their path. And it could just be like a domino effect.
A domino effect. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a great vision.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I like
is.
that one. What advice can you give to other people when they're looking to start or build a business that's creative? What is some advice you can give them?
I would say, one, get a relationship with God. I have a relationship with Jesus. I've been a Christian since my whole life, but I'm not trying to push Christianity on people yet. I know that this is what works for me.
Yes.
Don't have any fear. Pray about everything, and just go. Just move forward. reach out to someone that's doing it instead of looking at someone like, oh, B. Marie has her brand and she's, doing all this and that and all. Instead of hating, go to that person and be like, how did you do that?
How did you do that?
Show me how to do it. And for those people that are in that position, tell them. You know what I mean? Help them. People need to help people. They want to keep everything to themselves and
Right.
But no, I believe that we're supposed to help each other and build each other.
That's right.
It's not only just about the, the boss lady or, black girl magic and black owned businesses. I love that stuff. Yet everybody has something.
That's right.
You know what I mean? There's enough money in this world to go around.
Yes.
And I just really believe that just go for it. Don't have any fear. If you have a vision, write it down, pray over it. And then if there's someone in your life that is in a place of running a business that knows what they're doing, don't be afraid to ask.
Don't be afraid to ask. That's right, because the most successful people give information away all the time.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for what's happening.
So now, what do you have coming up? You have a couple of events coming up soon, don't you?
I do. So February is starting to fill up quite a bit. For our first event, it's going to be called Sip and Shop LA. It's going to be Saturday, February 22nd from 2 to 6. And that's going to be 5522 West Pico Boulevard. So a sip and shop is what I hear is they're going to have, something for you to sip on. There's going to be vendors over there to, shop around. Bee Candy Cosmetics will be there, and I'm excited because this is our first pop-up. This is our first time that we're going to be out in the public to be able to show people the brand. You can try it before you buy it rather than just looking online.
That's cool.
And plus, we're going to have an extra goodie for those people. You get to get a sneak peek of what's to come for the brand. Also, for the next event, that's going to be on Saturday, February 29th at 1:30, and it's called For the Love of Me event. It's going to be at the Hyatt Place in downtown. I believe that's Riverside.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one's going to be in the IE.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will make sure that I post those on my page as well so that people can come. And we'll definitely be there. I have another one coming, but I haven't gotten all the details on it yet. You'll be able to see Bee Candy a lot more. We coming out there, y'all. Be ready.
That's good. Now, if someone wants to follow you on Instagram, or go to your website, what are those?
So you can go to my website, www.becandycosmetics.com, and that's BeCandyCosmetics.com. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook at Bee Candy Cosmetics. So, yes.
This has been so good. I am so happy for you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And you've been such a great supporter. I really appreciate that. And I really just appreciate you just watching me grow and just being patient through my journey, because it's been a long journey.
That's okay. You're here.
But we're here.
Yes. And to watch your journey, I have to say this, to watch your journey and to see all the different things that you've overcome and to get to this and have this be so magnificent. This is just the beginning. God has great things for your future, and you already know that.
I believe
But I just love being along for the ride.
Thank you.
So thank you for letting me come along for the ride.
Well, thank you for coming along for the ride then.
Well, Girl Talk community, this is just the beginning of the story. It's certainly not anywhere near the middle or close to the end. And so I hope you're encouraged. So whatever you have on your heart that you want to do, anything that you think that is just a beating part of your heart that you hold tight to and you know is going to happen one day, this is the living proof that dreams do come true and that prayer does work.
It does.
Definitely.
Number one.
Exactly. So we'll see you soon.